All right, this video is for week 2, support material part 2. It comes from section 1.8 in the textbook. I highly recommend that you read the e-text in MyLab Math. I just want to go over a few examples of what we're doing. First thing we're going to be doing is simplifying exponential expressions. If you guys have seen these before, I highly recommend you use a calculator to do it. There we go, making mathematical errors. In your calculator, you might see a button that looks like that. It's called the carry. And that is how you raise something to a power. Now let's take a look at number one here. We have 8 squared. That's 8 raised to the second power. Now our base is 8. So I'm going to write down 8. And how many times do I need to multiply 8 by itself? The exponent with 2 times. I'm going to have 8 times 8. And that gives me 64. Now in your calculator, you might have to do 8 caret 2 and then hit enter, and that'll still give you 64. Let's look at number 2. This is 2 raised to the third power. So my base, again, is 2. And how many times am I going to multiply 2 by itself? The exponent tells me 3 times. 2 times 2 times 2. And that's 8. Again, 2 caret 3. Now I want to look at problems 3 and 4. And this is where students are going to make a mistake if they're going to make a mistake. I've taught this for years. This is where students get hung up. Number 3, at first glance, you say, well, negative 5 squared, and number 4 is negative 5 squared. But if you look at number 3, the negative 5 is in parentheses. So the negative 5 is your base. So I'm going to have negative 5 times negative 5. And negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25. Now, if you look at number 4, the negative is not tied to any parentheses or anything. So what this means, you do 5 squared, then make it negative. So it's a negative 5 times 5 will give you a negative 25. Be very careful in your calculator using parentheses when necessary. And one final thing I want to show you, can you add and subtract exponential equations? You can, as long as the exponents are the same. So number 5, we have 6x cubed plus 4x cubed. Well, if you look, they both have an x cubed. And since they both have the same variable raised to the same exponent, you can add them together by adding the coefficients. 6 plus 4 is 10, and then x cubed. If you had 6x cubed plus 4x squared, or 6x cubed plus 4x to the fourth power, you can't add those together because they are different exponents. But as long as the exponent value is the same, you can add and subtract to simplify. I'm going to look at one more topic. I'm going to take a look at order of operations. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen this before. PEMDAS. Please excuse my I don't like this. It should be parentheses, exponents, multiplication in parentheses, and addition and subtraction in parentheses. Why do we do that? Because they go together. Multiplication and division goes together in one step, left to right, and addition and subtraction goes together in one step, left to right. Let's look at some examples. Number 1. Multiplication. 5 times 4 is 20, and 26 plus 20 is 46. Now let's look at number 2. 4 times 6 divided by 12. No parentheses or exponents. And division. So we're left to right. Start off 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24 divided by 12, and that will give you 2. Now let's look at question number 3. This is a question where this is very, very important. Multiplication and division together in one step. So this probably have 20 divided by 4 times 3. We have division and multiplication. But like I say, you do them together going left to right. So we're going to start with 20 divided by 4. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Now 5 times 3 is 15. If you follow this method, where you just say multiplication, you might be inclined to do the 4 times 3 first, and that will give you a different answer. You must go left to right with multiplication and division together. All right, now let's look at number 4. This is a fun one. 4 times the quantity negative 3 squared minus 3 times the quantity negative 5 squared. We got a lot going on here. Do we have parentheses? Yes. We got 2 sets of parentheses. Now there's no operation inside those parentheses, so we don't have to do anything with that. We do have exponents. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to put my 4 times. Do the exponent first. Negative 3 squared. And remember from earlier, negative 3 is in parentheses, so it's negative 3 times negative 3, which gives you a positive 9, minus 3 times the quantity, negative 5 squared. Again, the negative 5 is in parentheses, so it's negative 5 times negative 5, which is 25. So now I've simplified it to this, 4 times 9 minus 3 times 25. Order of operations, let's do some multiplication. 4 times 9, 36, minus 3 times 25 is 75. You do that math, you get negative 39. There are some examples to get you started. If you have any questions, send me an email.